see here. How do I want this? Other way around. There we go. Hi. I guess I can be big for now. I'll be big when I introduce myself. Hi, everyone. So my name is Jamie. I'm going to be doing some bone readings today. This is my first time doing bone readings for like a Rosé Foray event. Previously, I had done one bone reading live session for Grammary from Bay Area K. So I'm really excited to do one for Rosé Foray. Yeah, hello everyone. Hi. My layout is way better than the last time I did this because I was able to figure some new things out. So thank you. Oh yeah. So my name is Jamie. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some bone readings. So I'll explain kind of. Oh look, there's Ernesto, my partner. But if you don't know, bone reading is very similar to reading tarot cards, except you use bones. If you've ever heard of like runes, like throwing runes, it's kind of a similar concept. So that's what I'll be doing today. Each bone has like a different meaning, and I interpret that. Yeah, so we can like pretty much just get started. So basically what I need from anybody who's asking a question is I need your name. Sorry, these headphones are like, I feel like I can't hear myself. I need your name, your question, and the questions I want you all to ask. I would prefer if they were a little bit more specific versus just kind of like, oh, what do I need to know? Because bone reading has pretty much no rules. So I've always been winging it. But I've been doing bone reading about 2-ish years, so it's a lot easier for me now. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, throw them in the chat. Preferably, oh, perfect. Quinn. I was going to say, preferably one of my friends, since y'all have had these before. So Quinn's question is, how will my return to work after recovery feel? All right, so getting my bones out, and let me change this over. This is also a gift I had received from one of my friends, Lee. It's the Hanuli Tarot mat, but I actually use it for my bone reading. So, and then to cleanse my space, I always use this Florida water. This is by my friend Nikki at Lunar Child Tarot. There we go. Oh geez, I've had this so long that like the spray thing is all stopped up, so I guess there's that. All right. So let's see here. How will Quinn's return to work after recovery feel? Oh, I don't usually read on a hard surface, so I was a little nervous, but I think it's going to turn out okay. All right, so I might need to turn the light on for you all to see some bones, or at least like this is one of my newer ones, and it's actually a whale ear. My deck has changed since I last did bone readings live. It always takes me a minute to kind of figure out what they're trying to say to me. So let's see here. I'm missing a bone. Anyway, so I feel like this is really trying to say, hold on, I'm gonna see this. Okay, that's no. What you really need to do when you return to work after your recovery is listen to how your body feels. That's what this whale ear or this whale ear bone represents. Is hearing. And I also see here, like at the bottom, these are teeth, and those kind of represent the self. And then there's this like directional move upwards, toward like the kind of magic inspiration, bone, or I guess it's a shell because it's abalone. Quinn says, I'm missing parts now. It fits. That's really funny. I know. There's one other bone I usually have with my deck, but it's gone now, and that's the health one because I was like, oh, let me see how the health impacts this. But I guess it's just meant to be. We don't actually need it for this reading. But yeah, I feel like the big thing is that you need to listen to your body, and doing that and being gentle with yourself and moving from a place of ease is really going to help you get back into the flow of things, and make sure that things are working out for you. I also feel like there's like kind of like some sort of primal blockage, like maybe within your self-confidence or how you're feeling about yourself, that you're going to need to kind of overcome. And oh my gosh, that's so cool, Michelle. Personally, with this, I feel like that's something that I struggled with when I went through surgery. I had surgery in April, and it was really hard kind of feeling like I'm in my body again. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Another thing is to, really focus on yourself, and not really worry about what others are going to be thinking, and like how other people may interpret how you're supposed to recover. I also have this little piece ended up down here. There is some sort of unexpected element that's probably going to come up for you. I don't know what that's going to look like, but just, be aware that something you might not expect will come. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully that makes sense. We do love Hanuli in this house, Meredith. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Looks like Meredith had a question. What should I be aware of while car shopping? You know what's funny about your career situation, your career question situation? I was rewatching the live stream I did for Bay Area K's Grammary event where I did bone reading, and like Meredith asked like something totally different, and like her career came up, and I was like, I know you wanted to not talk about your career, but it's in here, and here we are again with a similar. Try not to ask a career question this time. It might come up. I know you asked about health, but your career came up in the reading, and it was about your health. Thank you, Quinn. I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah, your birth chart is very. All right, so let's see here. What should Meredith keep in mind while car shopping? I heard something over here. I was like, did a bone get loose? I think it's fine though. Interesting. For one, this is all over the place, as is typical for Meredith's readings. Let's see here. So the first thing I'm noticing right off the bat, and this is probably just because I know Meredith personally, family is right at the top of this reading. And like for you specifically, I feel like that's really talking to a place of you want to feel comfortable in the car that you get. You want to feel safe and secure. Here, Mary, there, Mary, everywhere, Mary, Mary. I love that. Meredith is all over the place just as a person. But yeah, the family bone is at the very top of this reading, and I feel like that's definitely going to inform you. And I feel like there's also a level of like, you know, the family that you want to build in the future, you know, coming up, choosing a car that's really about safety, and choosing a car that is going to protect you. But overall, the reading is looking good. You want your car to be reliable, and think about my, yeah, exactly, that's definitely like something that's like number one here, is what I'm seeing right away. There's also an element of like trying to be modest with your spending, um, and not going too crazy with it. um, the abundance is here with love, and I think that just kind of keeping in mind like wants versus like needs, if that makes sense. Yeah, I would totally get a Subaru if they weren't so expensive. I mean, yeah, whoa, geez, I'm dropping stuff. I feel like that expensiveness is kind of coming into this reading. And then there's also like a small element of like really like the hearing bone is like further down in the reading. I feel like that's kind of talking from a place of like really follow your intuition here. Like don't just listen to whoever. Like jump out and do what you want to do that says in your gut. I don't know. I hope. Thank you, Rose Ferre, whoever said that. That's Ernesto. So he knows I know who it is. Let's see. Who is next? I think it is actually Ernesto. What's my biggest obstacle I'm facing right now? This will be interesting for anybody who didn't catch that. Ernesto's my partner, so I don't know if I think I've done bone readings for him, but not very often. So we'll see how he gets dragged, because sometimes it happens. who is the Rose Ferre? Who is that? Who are you? Is that Ray? Ernesto wants to be VIP. I'm surprised you didn't get dragged too, Meredith. Usually you get dragged by my bones. Oh my gosh. Ernesto's being bullied in chat, apparently. Okay, let me go back to the question. What's the biggest obstacle you're facing right now, Ernesto? Interesting. So, for context, this is my first time reading with 2 new bones in here. I don't know why I decided to do that, like, during an event, but that's where I'm at. So right off the bat, like, there's like a lot of congestion happening here. And right at the top of the reading, I see like you're not listening. And so let me see here. Where am I trying to go with this? So there's a lot of blockage for you right now. Like there's this upward momentum, there's this movement that's taking you where you need to go, you know, where you know you're going to go. But the thing that's like totally blocking you is this, well, and I like know. I know you. So I like, this seems so obvious to me, but like there's this focus on like making money, you know? There's this focus on trying to plan for every possible way things could go as unexpected. And that's really blocking you from reaching the place that you need to go. And not only that, but you know, there's too much like thought happening. There's not enough like listening, and then, you know, kind of to the side, like there's the inspiration is removed from what you're trying to achieve here. And I think that that's a really important part of this. Like your inspiration is what helps you do what you need to do. So the fact that it's all blocked and it's all kind of condensed, and there is this kind of like this tug and pull of like your past is kind of pulling you behind. Also with like this family, bone is just like pulling everything this way. Like there's a lot of blockages. Um, there's a lot of obstacles you're facing right now. And what's going to get you out of it is a matter of changing your priorities, trying to find what is important to you, trying to find like what your actual goal is. What are you trying to get out of everything? And then you'll be able to like release those blockages and, you know, listen to what other people are trying to tell you. I feel like weird telling you that, like being your partner, being like, listen to what other people are telling you, but it's what the bones are saying. It's not me. So don't shoot the messenger. You'll have to let me know what you think of that. I see a shocked face. Let's see here. Melissa, should I be more proactive or relaxed in managing our upcoming house construction? I see that Nicole's like, oh, Sarah was next. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. It's very hard to navigate in here. Where is it? There it is. Should I go forward with my plans to open a small business? Well, like me, just myself. Ernesto said, listen to Bones, got it. My personal input here is yes, but we'll see what the bones say. So there is like a yes or no bone. It's this labradorite piece. That's the non-reflective side, which is the no side. Is it Bo? No, this is the reflective side, which is the yes side. Let's see if I can get it. Ah, yeah, there she is. And then this is the no side because it's not as reflective. Yeah, let's see. Sarah, should I go forward with my plans to open a small business? I'm almost forgetting one. Goodness me. Interesting. So the yes or no one landed on no. But I feel like it's less of a hard no and more of a yes, but type of situation, which it usually is with the bones. I said this in my last stream, but it's never just like a yes or no or a direct answer. It's always like, I got to give you extra information while we're doing this. There's a lot going on for you right now is what I am getting from this. And you're definitely like, your head is in the clouds right now. Or maybe not in the clouds. You just have a lot of ambition. You're seeing things, like you see the long term of it. You're pushing forward. But the thing is that there's some stuff like from the past that you have to deal with before you're able to really be successful in the plans that you're trying to execute. And really a lot of it, at least what I'm getting from this reading, is there's some sort of, I almost want to feel like there was some sort of traumatic thing, or maybe something that has stunted like your self-confidence, that kind of needs to be dealt with first. And then once you get to that point, you will be able to like move forward where you need to be in life. And so like the long-term answer is yes, but the short-term answer is like, you got to figure some stuff out first, because timing is everything, especially when opening a business. Speaking from experience, as somebody who started an event planning business in 2020. But yeah, like timing is really everything. And right now is really not it for you. You have to kind of do a little soul searching and see how you can get yourself feeling like yourself again, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's accurate. It's it's not a business, it's a nonprofit. It is registered as a business though. Nonprofits are still businesses. Our interest rates are terrible anyways. True. yeah, so it is actually like very, oh, I always appreciate the feedback because I'm like, is this accurate? Am I onto something? Am I not onto something? I don't know. Especially like not in person. No, Lady Red Fox was after. I haven't I haven't seen it yet. Or I saw it. I tried to answer it almost and then I was corrected. All right. I'm just going through. I think we're ready to move on to Melissa's. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I see that you say my readings are so insightful. I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot. Okay, let's see here. So, for Melissa, should you be more proactive or relaxed in managing upcoming house construction? Alrighty. Hmm. There is a lot going on here already from the beginning. um, I'm trying to figure out a way to word that's like an answer to your question. Oh my god, Nicole, I just saw your comment about why Nero was peeing on the stairs. That is funny. I'm very excited to see what the bones have to say about that. Oh, no, your updated question though, should I trust architect or challenge him, is interesting and gives me more insight to kind of what's happening here because like from the very my first initial reaction to this when I first saw it was like, okay, you need to be grounded in some way because, or maybe you're too grounded. But I actually feel like this is saying you need to be more grounded because there's a lot being pushed on you right now. Um, there's like you're juggling a lot. That much is very clear, and there's like family coming up in a big way in this reading, and I don't know if that has to do with like the architect situation, the house building situation, but family is like a key factor here for whatever reason, whether that's like, literal blood relatives or, like a partner, just like some sort of like relationship related connection. But I like feel this oppressive force. And I think my advice to you is honestly to challenge the architect. And it was hard to get there because I'm like, is it like saying that you need to like lay off, or is it saying to go forward with the challenge? But I think because there's so much else going on, like if you're feeling that you need to challenge somebody, there's probably a reason for it. Um, and you don't need to add more to your plate right now because it seems like there's already a lot there. And you're going to want to, like, at the very top of this reading, I see like there's like, you need to love something. Nicole's right. Always challenge men. Always. But not only that, like, at the very top here, like, is love. And you need to love whatever it is that's going to be the end product. Like, that's your home. That's something that's really important. And you don't need another thing to add to your plate of not liking that. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. But it's definitely an interesting reading, and I almost feel like there's something else coming through that's like, that's important, and you need to focus on this. And interesting. Oh, yeah. That makes so much more sense because, oh my gosh, that makes so much more sense because there's also like the bone in here that's like kind of like about creation and sexual energy. And yeah, that is like way more pressing right now, and you really need to focus on something that you need to focus on your family. And what's going to be really important is making sure that your family has a I'm a sorceress. Yeah, but you got to make sure your family has like a nice, stable home to be in, and one that you're going to like and love and, you know, grow in. So definitely challenge him, challenge all men, as Nicole said. Wow, that's like so validating to have been like, there's a big sense of family here. Wow. Challenge all men. Exactly. All right. Let's see here. I'm scrolling up to see. I saw a lot of stuff happen. Okay. Perfect. I was about to ask a question. Okay. Thank you. There is a bunch of crap that I need to deal with, so the advice is much appreciated. You got this. The reading was like a good thing. It wasn't like a bad thing. It's just like, hey, timing is very important. Michelle's question is, should I pursue living/studying abroad? Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Heck yes, Rebecca. Dismantle the patriarchy. If somebody also, I'm not like formally asking for tips, but if anybody wants to tip me or Rose Foray as a whole for the readings, you can feel free to do so. Just because I forgot to say that at my last one until the very, very end. Meredith's formally asking you to tip me, but no tip necessary. All right, let's see here. Michelle, should you pursue living and studying abroad? My Venmo is the same as my everything. Everything of mine is the same. All right, Michelle, let's see here. So first off, we have a strong no. I feel like the bearer of bad news tonight, man, telling everybody no. But I feel like it's on the horizon. There's just like, so my question for you is, are your finances right for this? Because that's kind of what's coming out to me right now. And also, is your family like saying anything against it that's affecting your decision? Like, that's my question for you. Let me think here. There's like something unexpected that's kind of pulling your fate into a different direction. At least that's what I see like over here. And this is kind of where you're more at. Like, the path you're on right now is leading you in a direction that you're not expecting. And there's this kind of like, there's like a blockage happening about other people's opinions on what it is you need to be doing. And then that financial aspect. So I guess my advice here would be to like really sit down and think about why you want to study abroad or travel abroad. Like, what are you hoping to get out of that? Like, how are you planning on growing? How are you planning to incorporate this? They aren't right yet. I only recently started making a decent living, and I've been putting off planning. Yeah, that's definitely coming through. I think you should definitely try to get your finances in in a reasonable order first. Like, that's definitely like number one. That's like part of the blockage. And then two is kind of like think about what your goal is for traveling. Like, is it just to see the world, or is it, to grow? Like, what are you hoping to get out of it? Where are you hoping to go with that? If that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't think it's like a permanent no. I think it's not right now. Definitely not right now. Get the finances in order. And also, I think there's something that's going to come up for you that will be a lot more life-changing that you're not accounting for yet. Like, it just seems like very much like you're thinking this way and this is the way it's actually going to go. And so that makes me excited for you. I'd love to know what it is. I guess we'll see, huh? I was talking with Nicole right before this panel, and I was like, it's so crazy to watch my old panel like after so long, and have seen kind of how things played out, because it really did kind of go the way that I foretold, I guess. All right, that was Michelle's reading. Let me go back up and see. I saw some questions. I think Nicole's is next. About Nero, why does he keep peeing on the stairs? Which, funny enough, this is not the first time Nicole asked me this question this week. But this is in a totally different setting. All right. I'm excited to know too. I'm glad it resonates, Michelle. That means a lot to me to hear. Let's see, let me go back up to Nicole's question. Why is Nero peeing on the stairs? Oh, Jesus Christ. I was worried that some might fall back here, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's see here. Oh, did something break? Maybe shouldn't be doing this on a hard surface. Like right off the bat, there's like something that you don't know about going on with him. Fucking Nero did that to the bones. It's true. Nicole did ask my science view before. I feel like this is going to give you the same answer. Not intentionally, though. So, like, the unexpected is being covered right now. And there needs to be some sort of uncovering of that. There's also... Is he fixed? He was fixed recently, wasn't he? Yeah, I think there may be something going on with his, like, yeah, you got it earlier this year. I do remember. I'm kind of thinking that may have something to do with it, like whether it's like a hormonal thing, because like this is like it's the sex bone. This is a raccoon penis. But just the way it's heading, it kind of seems like there might be something going on with him. Like, I think you need to take him to the vet. I feel like that's what the bones are telling me once again. But I don't think it's going to be a bad situation. I just think there's some sort of hormonal thing, or maybe like a pheromone thing. I don't know like a super lot about cats in that way, but I do know that, like, from my own personal experience, I know these freaking animals, man, they just have to make us go to the vet, spend a ton of money on them. You love him. I do too. He is such a sweetheart. He is so cute, y'all. Nero is such a sweetie. I literally was all over him and then like paid for it the next day because I was having allergies so bad. Yeah, it might be a UTI. Like, there's definitely something going on there, and I think listening to like an educated opinion about that is probably the way to go. I was hoping it would say something like very specific, or I don't know. Let's see. Thank you, Ray, for telling me who's next. That's very helpful. Let's see. We have Lena next. Should I continue setting the same boundaries with my mother or go easy on her? Ooh, I got chills reading that. That's like a very good question for the bones. Very good question for the bones. Let's see here. Boundaries questions. All right. Let's see here. So initially, like I feel like it's not telling you to not stop. What am I trying to say here? You should continue to set your boundaries, and you should also listen to her. Um, I get the feeling that there's not a whole lot of like listening happening, um, and I feel like that's part of kind of why you're feeling this way. Um, like the boundaries you're setting are good, and they're really helping you kind of move toward like your higher self, like who you're really meant to be. But there's also a level of like listening and taking in what other people have to say while also like still respecting your own boundaries. That should be, what's the word? I'm losing my words today, I'm sorry. But ultimately what I think here is that there needs to be like a level of like understanding between you two. Like you can keep your boundaries, and you don't necessarily need to go easy on her, but it would probably benefit your relationship to learn where she's coming from and try to see things from her perspective. um, and maybe you did that in the past, but like right now it doesn't seem like you're doing that. Yeah, you've gotten very headstrong about it. She's also just, that's totally the vibe I'm getting here. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is like the listening bone, and it's like right here clashing with the family bone. So there needs to be, not a lessening of boundaries, but like an opening of conversation and like discussion about what is going to help your relationship. You can keep those boundaries while also still recognizing that her truth is her truth, even if it doesn't feel right to you. That's pretty much that. I'm glad that I'm glad that you can that it resonates, and I definitely can relate to that too, for sure. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we all mom relationships can be so challenging, so challenging. Let me see here. I'm going to go back up to Carolyn. Do you have any advice for picking up and moving to a new city? I need some direction. Ooh, this is a great question. This is nice open-ended too. The bones will certainly have advice. They will. Immediately, I feel like you need to make sure that you are protected, whether that's like physical, literal protection in your home, making sure everything's like locks are good and stuff like that, but also especially in this reading I'm getting like a protection of your energy. And I've never moved out of the city that I live in. Well, like I pretty much haven't. But it's really important to not let outside influences tell you about yourself, especially like when you're going on such a big adventure of moving to a new city. It's often about learning about yourself, but there's also this level of like you need to make sure that you know who you are when you do this, because there may be some sort of challenge in that sense, especially like when it comes to like outside influences, maybe the people you meet there or the people you're leaving behind. It could be either or, but you're going to have to like have some resilience in that sense. Um, but things are definitely going to go in the way you expect. And I think that there's also like some element of like, this is really the right move for you. This is like a very good next step. And just as long as you're protecting your energy and staying focused on what you want for your life and the path that you're going on, like it's going to work out. At least that's what it seems like to me in this reading. And I think your move is also going to come with some sort of like financial benefit. Like the abundance is really leading here up in this bone. And I don't know if it's like a higher paying job or just like maybe a less or a cheaper cost of living, but this is a good move for you for sure. I'm excited. That's super interesting. Ray said, my advice is to drive around during the day so you get a feeling of the layout of the city. I love it. It's something you're going to do for sure. It's just a lot to think about. Yeah. And I think that like feeling of thinking is really like, so like to show you this little, one of the teeth landed in this abalone shell, which is like kind of like the magic, the inspiration, like that personal spark. And then one of the self bones landed like literally within it, and it just feels like very like contained. And like just really listen to your heart about this. Like you know that what's best for you, and like it's gonna work out. So that is very exciting. I love this reading. Yay, I didn't have to say no to someone. Let's see here. Scrolling back up. The bones do know. Okay, so Melissa, we have, how do we stop the ants from coming into the kitchen all the time? I love this. I love the wide array of questions I'm getting. It's great. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. How to stop ants. Let's see. There's something y'all aren't thinking about. There's something you guys are missing. Like, I don't know if there's something like hidden in a corner that you thought you cleaned out, but you actually haven't, or maybe there's like a crack somewhere, but there's something unexpected that you're just not thinking of. And you have to kind of get outside the box. And I feel like the unfortunate aspect of this too is I feel like it's going to take a little bit of an investment to kind of really get this situation figured out once and for all. It might cost you some money to finally get the ants out. I know that's not satisfying at all, but yeah, there's something that needs to be repaired. That's kind of the vibe I get, like some sort of repair. Yeah, maybe it is an exterminator. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry to you and Jeff. Yeah, Meredith's teacher is coming out. Firmly tell the ants no. I like how Ray is also giving her advice simultaneously. Ray, are you a bone? What if the bones say no and let the ants live? I'm glad they didn't. Repair the holes the ants come in from. Ants are a nightmare. Raise your hand if you have a question for Jamie. It's true. I think I'm caught up on questions. Oh, Carolyn, you've been trying to manifest it? It shows. It really shows. Like, I see that in your reading. Ray is many bones. The kitchen counter is new. Yeah, you can totally ask another question. We're caught up on questions. Oh, Meredith, I'll do Meredith's first. How my jewelry business will look this fall season. Yeah, if y'all want to ask follow-up questions, we literally have another 45 minutes. So Any questions? All questions. Maybe I'll do one for myself. Who knows? I don't love getting dragged publicly, and my bones, well, they don't always drag me, but they tell me things I don't want to hear. And I have some like very intense family stuff going on, so I don't know. We'll see. But let's see here. I'm just reading comments. Yes. Y'all can submit follow-up questions. All right, Meredith, let's see. Of course you were going to ask a career question. How your jewelry business will look this fall. Let's see here. So it turned out on a yes. So yes. No, I'm just kidding. The bones did not say bad. That is not at all. That's not how it is. I actually see like some sort of like destiny coming through here, like your fate. This is gonna be an important year for you, Meredith, which is unsurprising to me. I'm just having a hard time understanding what these are over here for, because like we're going this way, and this is the abundance bone. So I don't know that you're necessarily going to make a lot of money, which is kind of what I was like thinking about when I threw this. But even if you don't make a lot of money, the steps that you're taking this fall are really going to propel you forward and where you're supposed to go. And I think this is also kind of what's coming through is like your general career, not just your business too. But of course, like what's going to be really important for you is like feedback from other people. Yeah, exactly, Nicole. Even if you don't make a lot of money, just yes. Things are going to go well. You in for a good time, not a wealthy time. It's true. I'm very excited for you. You've only been in business 2 years. You don't expect to make a lot of money. Yeah, and it's not really about that. Like this is like one of those foundational moments where you're kind of pushing through. Yeah, I'm excited. I love it for you. Let's see. The bones publicly roast you. It's true. All right, Sarah. I'm going to answer your question next. Are the issues to deal with my partner? Ooh, what a question. What a question. So, this landed on yes. So yes. And let's see here. I'm not trying to roast you. I just want you to know. Because like a lot is coming through in this reading. And I feel like it has to do with your partner, but not necessarily like them as a person, but more kind of how you show up in your relationships and kind of how your past informs that. Like I get like a very heavy sense from this reading, and I kind of did from your previous reading too. And like I feel like some aspects of this would probably be better to not do on a live stream. So if you want to DM me and I can go into more detail, like we can talk about that. But anyway, I feel like there is you really need to like kind of learn to like love yourself you know. There's like a level of like healing that I'm getting from this, and really focusing on finding that spark within yourself, um, that will kind of help you move through like what's keeping you back. Hopefully that is accurate. I'm scrolling up to see. I like Nicole. Oh shit, Destiny. Will I have physical health complications? Oh man. We're getting deep. That's interesting. I do appreciate it. I will DM you. Okay, yeah, no problem. I is very accurate. It's kind of what I thought. Yeah, that's how I feel whenever I read the bones for myself. I'm like, I guess I already knew that. But yeah, we can like talk about this later because I feel like your readings have a very intense energy to them, and it's just probably a better one-on-one conversation. What is happening? We died together in Axolotl's belly. I read Oracle. It likes to be really honest with me. None of this stuff is ever not honest. It's always like, here's the truth, deal with it. Let's see. Let's talk about Melissa's question. Will I have physical health complications with an upcoming pregnancy? Dear God, I hope it doesn't say yes. Like, seriously. Oh, good. So, this one is a no, thank God. I did not want to tell you that. But beyond that, there is something unexpected that will happen, I feel like. Not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way. And I feel like this is also going to really teach you a lot about yourself. So everybody's like, twins? I don't see twins necessarily, but I do see like some sort of like mental health journey, and maybe even like a journey about your body, which is very common in pregnancy, of course. Yeah, the Spider-Man meme. It's a daily. Oh, wow. You have chronic health conditions. That makes so much more sense too with this I don't know. Like, not to be that person, but I don't know if you've listened to Halsey's new album. If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. Um, I love that album because she talks about this like very visceral kind of like horrifying grief that comes with like pregnancy and giving birth, but also like the gratification that comes out of that, and that's like very much the energy I'm getting here. Like, oh my God, right? All partum depression. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a lot on your plate. This is going to challenge you a lot. Like, you're going to grow so much as a person. And I feel like you're also going to learn so much about your body and kind of like the visceral impact that having a baby, like what that means, like what it means to create a person. Like, it's intense. Like, I feel like I'm going to start crying now. Oh my God. It's going to be an intense journey, but you're not going to have health problems. At least I don't think so. Yeah, congratulations in advance. Yes, it can be very spiritual too, and that is totally what Halsey's album is about. Like this like confrontation of like facing, your mortality and stuff. It's really intense. Aww. I love the love in this chat right now. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I had more questions. Ray, would you still love me if I was a worm? JK, please don't answer that. I don't know if I can handle the answer. I would. I asked Ernesto that recently. What did he say? He said something so cute. I wasn't expecting it because sometimes he's like, ew. But he was so nice. He was like, you'd be the cutest worm ever. Yeah, someone please ask something else. Having kids is an amazing experience. Honestly, congrats in advance. Yeah, there is love in the bones. Who knew? I found out that I'm a drunk girl that got, yeah, that is very accurate. Oh my gosh. Nicole, we went to a concert on Wednesday, and like there was this point where Nicole and I were just hugging each other. It was so fun. I loved it. We all love that for you. Oh, Lena, we have another one. Should I take a chance on applying to more anime cons next year? Ooh. Let's see, what do the bones say? I might ask a question myself, but we'll see here. Thank you, Ray, for your obligatory advice. As a vendor, I kind of figured that's what you meant. Yeah, Nicole was making besties that night. Oh my gosh. Nicole's gonna get banned from chat. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Should Lena take a chance on applying to more anime cons? Ooh. It's a no. This is the side it landed on. That's not the shiny side, right? Yeah, no, that's not the shiny side. So it's a no. Let's see why. So that, I feel like what you need, I love that for me. I love that for you too. I'm so glad. What you need is to focus on what is harnessing your creative energy. That is what I'm getting from this reading. Like, really, what's sending you forward is like your creativity, but there's like this unexpected, maybe it's unexpected advice you're going to get, something that's gonna kind of pivot you in a different direction than you're expecting, but it's also like the steps that you need to take to move on to like that next level of your life. I feel like the creative challenges that you need are not going to be found at an anime convention. Like, it's time to like branch out and kind of think of other options for yourself, because that's keeping you kind of where you've been, if that makes sense. I'm glad you can see that. I have a big fashion show in January, so that might give me that advice. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that like new learning experience, like something that you didn't think was going to get you to, yeah, exactly, the right perspective and direction. I totally see that. And like that new perspective, that new direction is going to really like, it's going to re-inspire you. Like, I just see like this kind of like exponential growth suddenly. So I'm really excited. Love an excited reading. Meredith says, I will say anime cons can be tricky when it comes to J fashion. Some of them have a big J fashion presence and others have literally nothing. Yeah, I feel like you need to do something that's more in line with what you want. So that's exciting. I can't wait to see how the fashion show goes. Let's see. I'm trying to like read back. Yeah, apply for Rose Foray 2024, our IRL event. God damn it, Meredith. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. No, but seriously, J fashion centric events are what my eyes are peeled on for sure. I feel like that there's more and more, you know, everything's growing. Shout out to KCon. That's an upcoming J fashion event in Toronto that's happening next weekend. We are newly partnered with KCon, so Yep. R.I.P. Paradiso. You do got this, Lena. Very, very exciting things. Let's see here. Aw, you're welcome. There we go. Go check out KCON. Let's see. I'm going to ask a question for myself. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I don't even know what I want to ask. Shout out to Pretty Princess Club, Royal Vegas Retreat, Nif is a God. Tycho and Akon have big J fashion followings, and then, Rose Foray, if you didn't know. Let's see here. What do I want to ask? What do I need to know? Okay. Who the hell is Rose Foray? Rose who? The anime had a whole J fashion department. Yeah, Lena is a part of us. One of us. Ask the next TV show you should watch. I don't know if it'll tell me that. I'm doing it though. Ernesto and I just finished Better Call Saul. So now we don't know what to watch. I don't know how to interpret this. Honestly, though, like the abundance is at the top, so I think it's saying we need to get another streaming service, which makes me mad because I don't really want to. And it's also telling me to listen to other input. So we're taking suggestions down to 0 to save money. Yeah, I mostly have like other people's subscriptions. I think the only one I pay for is Disney Plus right now. So it's I don't know. This is annoying. I don't like this answer. It does say yes though. It does say yes. So at least there's yes. We watch a lot of YouTube too. Yeah. Buy your own damn subscription. It's true. It's very true. It says Bones. Maybe we should watch Bones. The show Bones. Let me ask like a better question for myself. I am going to ask how I can improve my self-confidence because that is always a challenge for me. Let's see what the bones have to say. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so we've got one tooth down. Give me just a second. I have to get it. Okay, so one of them fell off the board, off the mat. Tooth down, exactly. So, let's see. I feel like the bones are telling me I need to just do it. I don't know. The bones said no comment. Yeah, seriously, though. That's what this feels like. I always have a hard time reading them for myself because I'm like, am I just seeing what I want to see? But I definitely feel like it's telling me that there's like, number one, I think I've been lacking in creativity. I think I need to kind of focus my creative energy more. And that's something that I've been feeling in general. And so I feel like the bones are definitely telling me like you need to be more creative, like harness, what makes you feel good. Tell us the general gist and I will interpret. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, especially and like I feel like because like one of the teeth fell off, it's like I'm lost right now, honestly. Like I need to like get back to that like baseline of like who I am as a person, which is like a very creative person, a very you know, like I just like to create things in any form. And I work in healthcare now, and healthcare can be a creative field, but it's not always. And so I feel like that aspect is kind of missing for me. In addition to like me getting bogged down by what I don't have instead of focusing on what I do have. So that's kind of what I think it's telling me. Ray is new osteomancer. Shout out to Ray. 2023 will be the year we all find our creativity, our inner child. Meredith's now adding me. Thanks a lot. Yeah, healthcare is so stressful. And I recently had a job change, and I like my new job. It's so much more fulfilling than my last one. If I know you said R, but we had this conversation recently, so. But regardless, I had a job change and it's a lot more fulfilling, but there's also a lot more responsibility, and I'm a lot more stressed out because of like my patients. I saw you had a question, Nicole. I'm getting to it. Yeah, so that's mine. It didn't drag me too bad. What should you get Berto for his birthday? Let's see. What should Nicole get Berto for his birthday? This is like very... I just want to give him a gift from the bones. I'm getting this kind of like homemade simple vibe. Like, I feel like there's this like vibe of like you're doing too much, and he really just will appreciate something that's like very thoughtful, and you know, maybe something that's more about the time you're giving to him versus like the actual item. I think that's kind of what he's looking for, you know. Not really about the money, but more about the gesture. That's what I think. Is it bones for a gift? Every time you do this, I laugh so hard at the accuracy. It's so true, though. Every time I read bones for Nicole, I'm like, is this? And she's like, yes. Yes, it is. It's very accurate. Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. He wants a gesture. A macaroni portrait? Exactly. No, I'm kind of thinking like some sort of like dinner type of situation, like, you know, romance him. That's the vibe I'm getting. Tacoing is a secret birthday for him. I'm going to get a cake out of nowhere. Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, I didn't even connect that, but there you go. That's what you were already planning. A dinner of bones. One kiss, one homemade meal. That's cute. A coupon book. I made one for Ernesto and he never used it. Let's see. Melissa had another question. How do we convince our dog Alice that she doesn't need to bark at our dog Baron when he scratches his bed? How to stop the barking. Let's see here. I don't know. Ray, interpret the bones. No, but let's see here. We've got I'm kind of feeling like this is another situation where there needs to be a professional involved. I'm sorry, every answer I have for you is like, hey, you need to spend money on this thing. But that's like really what's coming through here. Just give the dog the bones. Exactly. The bones are obviously telling you in dog language. Oh, duh. Obviously. Yeah, dog whisperer for sure, Rebecca. Well, there's this level of like there's like a misunderstanding. There's like some sort of like gap in like body language or like understanding like the reason for the barking. Um it seems like the reason for the barking is what's getting lost here, and that's why there might need to be the bones. Yeah, that's how Meredith's tarot cards ended up being salty at her all the time because she asked questions like this. Um, I'm taking my headpiece off because I'm starting to get a headache, so I apologize if I offend any Lolitas. I'm sorry I'm missing headwear right now. This is my formal apology. I will take my cancellation, and yeah, I did say in the last panel we like to break rules, so wow, Meredith, always twins. Baron scratches his bed when he's pouting to get attention from us, and it really upsets Alice for no reason. Interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily upsetting her. Like that might be the interpretation of it on the human level, but I'm really feeling like there's some sort of like missing key to the puzzle of why there's barking happening. That's like the vibe I'm getting. That's how it felt with the ants too. But seriously, I feel like there's some missing piece. I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe she wants you to give him attention or also her attention. And yeah, Nicole, it sounds like the barking is probably more playful. That's true. Maybe Alice thinks that like Baron is playing. Oh, it's aggressive. Interesting. We're it's true. Nicole is a dog whisperer. Maybe she's giving the attention. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. What Ray said, maybe she's giving him the attention he's trying to get. Maybe she's trying to say, look, you want attention? Here it is. She's coming. Interesting. Yeah. Maybe she's trying to get him to stop scratching. Maybe it's annoying to her. Who knows? I that's my best guess. I'm getting some like hardball questions over here. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep over here. Any more questions? We got about 15 minutes left for this panel. I have an odd one, Sarah. Is my mother's or mother-in-law spirit trying to reach out to me? Ooh, this is my bread and butter. I can easily answer that for you. And I could probably even give you a message. Don't apologize for all the questions. I am here to answer questions. I am very, very connected. You picked the best person to ask this to. It's true. I was just about to say, I am very good at connecting with those who passed. I feel them all the time. Yeah. Let's see. Is it my mother's or mother-in-law's spirit? So it's both of them. Is first off, they're both trying to reach out to you. 9 out of 10 times, if you feel like they're trying to reach out to you, they probably are. You don't usually get that feeling from nothing. And I get the impression here you're not listening to them, um, whatever they're trying to tell you. And I feel like this is in line with kind of um, some of the other things that we had talked about with your readings, like this, and especially like when it comes to like learning from your ancestors, learning from those who have passed. Like a lot of times they come into our lives to teach us messages about the things that they weren't able to learn in their lifetime. That's how a lot of them show up. So I guess from this reading, I kind of get the sense that they're really trying, like really trying to reach out to you in some unexpected ways and trying to teach you messages that will help you in all of the stuff that you're dealing with right now. But you're a little like you're not quite on the nose yet. There's you kind of have to like refocus and really sit and think about. I just don't know how to get the messages. Well, messages can come in all forms. So, like, I'll speak from my own experience. My grandma passed away when I was 13, and I feel her with me all the time. Like, she's always around. Um, and she sends me messages, like, in any possible way I could think of. But she is also, like, she's a very dramatic woman. She is, like, very over the top about everything. She is a Leo, if that means anything to you. So, she's always the center of attention. So, any sort of sign she sends me is usually like flashing, big bright lights. Here is a sign. So, like your mother-in-law or your mother, like think about the type of people they were, like how they would communicate to you while they were alive. Like, would they be the type to like sit you down and tell you exactly how it is, or would they be more subtle? And then that can kind of give you like a hint of where to look. With my grandma, after she died, I started seeing yellow butterflies everywhere. Usually yellow butterflies, like during situations that were, really good. This other time, my grandma, I'm pretty sure it was a message from my grandma, at least. Like, I think most of my messages come from her. Like, she's kind of steering the car because that's who she was as a person. But, like, I had a job interview for a job that I didn't end up getting, and I kind of thought it was a shoe-in. Okay, interesting. I thought my job was a shoe-in. So, because I was like so confident it was going to happen, I like come out of my apartment and there's like 50 ravens. No, they weren't ravens, they were crows. Crows all on the tree in front of my apartment. Maybe not even 50. I think it was like 200. It was a lot. I'm more crows than I've ever seen in my life, lining all the way up to my car and all over my car. The day I had this interview, I come out and I'm like, what the heck? And I like look into it and there's like, lore about like change. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get the job. I didn't get the job. But it was for a good reason. Like it finally gave me that push to realize like this isn't for me. And that's kind of what those crows were representing. So you said your mother-in-law would have ignored you and your mom would be abrasive. They probably wouldn't do that in the afterlife. But from that, I kind of feel like these messages would be more subtle. And, maybe from your mom, it might be, kind of in the vein of tough love or just telling you something you may not want to hear, but that you need to hear. And that's kind of what I'm getting in the reading as well. Like there's this level of like resistance to listening. And also kind of like things being really tangled up and needing to like step back and see the big picture. But you should DM me and we can like do even more stuff, and I could probably throw some tarot in the mix there because I'm very intrigued now and I would like to have more input from you about what's going on here. But your mother-in-law and your mother are definitely trying to reach you. That is very obvious to me. We see butterflies. Oh my gosh. We see butterflies at the right times. We think it has ties to my late father-in-law. I understand that so deeply. Like at my graduation, both of my graduations, high school and college, my grandma was their little butterfly. Like this one time, my sister got in a rollover car accident. We were all so scared. And sunflowers are her favorite flowers. And my cousin and I are driving up to the hospital, and there's like all these metal sunflowers like lining the like entrance to the hospital, and we both just started bawling. We're like, oh my gosh, she's telling us it's gonna be okay, and it was okay. I'm an Aquarius and she was a Sagittarius. Oh yeah, say less. I totally understand that. um like my sister's a Sagittarius. It's like fixed energy, and this got spooky, huh? I love it. I'm all about spooky. He used to practice witchcraft. We are 1,000% sure he's our guardian angel. Literally, every time something bad happens, it gets magically fixed. I love that. That's really sweet. That's totally, totally a vibe. We butted heads a lot. Yeah. So I could totally see her playing that role in your life of like, I'm going to give you the advice you don't want to hear. I'm going to give you the advice that you probably don't want to take type of vibe. And maybe, we need to do a further reading. Ray says it's a panel about bones. Bones aren't spooky, Nicole says. Yeah, I agree. Bones aren't spooky. There's about 200 in every single one of you. 206. We're all bones. Bone life. I love these bones. They're good bones. They are good bones. Shout out to my bones. I don't know if I mentioned this. I know I did in previous panels, but these are my teeth. These are my wisdom teeth that I kept forever, never knew what to do with, and kind of thought of making them into jewelry. And then I decided to put them in my bone reading. Heck yeah, thank you. Spooky statistic. Right now, everyone has one skeleton in their body. Wow. Metal AF, thank you. Yeah, and then I have like another weird tooth. Um, there's some shells. This is a shell that kind of represents love. This is the shell that represents like magic, inspiration, that type of thing. This is my whale ear bone. This one's brand new. This is my raccoon penis, which is also new, that I added. I have this little piece of coral. That's like my abundance one. This is the Labradorite piece, which is like the yes or no one. That's yes. This is no, because it's not as shiny. It's still shiny though, but not as much. I don't know what the heck this is. This is like some random bone I found at a creek. And for the longest time, I could not figure out like what this bone would represent. Like every time I'd assign it a meaning, I'd forget it. And I was like, what the heck is this one? Like I didn't feel like I could take it away. And then I realized that it represents the unknown, the hidden aspect, the part well, yeah, it's water. Totally. That's the vibe though. It's giving. It's like the thing you can't pin down, the unbone. Oh my God, Ray. And then this jawbone is this represents family. I found it in a creek. It's the fluidity. This is like the unbone. We got like 5 minutes of my panels left. Oh yeah. You know what? You have your wisdom teeth too. You should get into bone reading. Carolyn, I know you're like a witchy person. Or at least I think you are. I'm pretty sure I remember you saying that. But you should totally do bone reading. Not as many people do it, and it's an open practice because it was practiced by several different cultures all throughout history. The Norse did bone reading, the Greeks did bone reading. Bone reading is still flourishing in a lot of countries in Africa. So read bones. It's very fun. Not enough people do it. You also don't need to have like actual all bones. Like a lot of people call it charm reading too, because you can put like different things. She read a book. Did someone train you on bones, or is it self-study? It's self-study. I always, so like I have this interest in bones. I collected bones before I even started reading them, and once I found out it was a thing that happens, I was like, ooh, I want to start doing that. So I did a lot of research. The person who posts the most research, like the most accurate, like well thought out research that I could find, is a person named Ewan Kirkbride on Blogspot, I believe. But they posted, they have a blog all about death witchcraft, which is kind of like my thing. I love death witchcraft, so that's kind of where I learned. They have like a guide for how to start doing osteomancy, but like a lot of it is just like pure gut instinct and just kind of like going at it. And I feel like because of that, I do a lot better bone reading than I do tarot reading. Like I can still read tarot cards, but the bones are like more my wheelhouse because it's so much more focused on like really focusing in on like that intuitive aspect. Yeah, I have a tarot deck, and I used to do runes, so this is perfect for you. You should read bones, and I feel like especially like my wisdom teeth like give me a totally deeper, different connection to my deck. Like every single bone has its own energy, and it's a very unique experience. Let's see. Michelle said, whenever I think about signs, I think of my grandmother. She was the only grandparent I was close to and loved cardinals. They can mostly be found in the Northeast where she grew up, Florida where she lived when I knew her, and Arizona where I live now. So when I see one, I always think of her. That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. I should do some sort of like, yeah, exactly. Like Nicole said, share your piece. I love talking about those who've passed on. There's a lot of like weirdness when we talk about people who we love who have passed. And I think that a lot of people get very uncomfortable by that, but I try to not do that because we gotta remember those who've passed on. It is a personal connection. Yeah, of course you should. I it's so hard to find research on fortune telling. That's like one of the hard things. That really sucks. I have to leave, but thank you so much for this. Oh, I'm so glad you came. Thanks for watching on YouTube. I wasn't sure if we had any people watching on YouTube. Um, she doesn't post bones, but you can find cool pics of Jamie. Yeah, and my account's private, but I will accept anybody who follows me now from this event. Nicole says it's Christmas. That reminds her of her dad. I love that. That's very much Christmas reminds me of my grandma. I feel it for sure. Nicole, remind me to tell you something about your dad, by the way. Thanks to Jamie for the readings. Thank you. I'm so glad you all joined. Maybe I can do this again at our next event. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you for coming to Rose Foray. Our next panel will be streamed on Elia's channel. They're doing, oh gosh, I can't remember what the name of the panel is, but they're making food. So it's perfect if you're making dinner right now or you just want to be hungry. Go ahead and head over to twitch.tv/mixelia and they will, oh yeah, Final Fantasy Fair. It's Final Fantasy themed savory snacks. So love it. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, Nicole. We need to talk about this. Thank you all. Thanks for coming. Bye.